Ever had a roofer give you a quote without even stepping onto your roof or inside your home? Why would a company need to check your attic just to give you an accurate estimate? In this video, we're going to explain why attic inspections are a crucial part of our estimating process and what you're actually looking for when you're up there. By the end, you'll understand how an attic inspection can prevent surprises and improve your roof's performance and lead to a much more accurate quote. Hey, I'm Kris Combs with Hoel Roofing and Remodeling, and I'm a project manager here. And today I'm going to go through in detail and describe why we do an attic inspection as part of our inspection process. So sometimes, if we're not in the attic, there could be some underlying issues that we won't know until we can actually, peek in the attic and do our attic inspection. There can be a lot of problems that we may run into day of the project if we're not able to get in the attic and do our inspection. What we're actually looking for in the attic is, signs of leaks. Is there mold? Are there moisture issues already? And also just the overall condition of the decking. Are there soft spots? Can we see rot from the bottom side? Sometimes we can't see, something like that when we're on the roof. So that's one reason why it's really important to get in the attic and check that beforehand. Yeah, so one crucial part of an attic inspection is checking to see if our ventilation is set up properly and we have balance and airflow. So for instance, if you have currently box vents on your roof serving as your ventilation system, one thing we look for when we're in the attic is, do you have a cutout of that box vent so we have proper airflow? If you've got something like ridge vents, we want to see that you have a cut in your ridge so we can get proper airflow that way. Another thing we're looking for is kind of your insulation levels. We'll look towards the eave of the house around the roof line to see if your insulation is blocking your intake. And then also just the overall insulation levels is how much insulation you have up there right now. A couple of ways that ventilation can affect your roofing estimate are things like, if you don't have enough box vents, we might want to add a couple more. Or if your roof is shaped a certain way where ridge vents won't work, but you currently do have ridge vents, then we'll want to replace those with box vents and make sure that you have the proper ventilation. Another way that it can impact your estimate is, if you don't have proper ventilation, most of the time it's going to void any manufacturer warranty, which we definitely don't want. So making sure that your roof is ventilated properly is very important. So a couple of ways that an attic inspection prevents surprise costs later is obviously we're able to set expectations up front. We're able to identify what kind of decking you currently have, and it gives us a better idea of if there's going to be any decking that needs to be replaced before we rip the roof off. Another reason why we an attic inspection is so important is it also avoids mid-project change orders. So I've had a customer in the past that didn't have attic access, so we couldn't see the condition of the decking or what type of decking was currently there. And come to find out, there was a lot of rot that we couldn't see or we couldn't feel on the top side, and we ended up having to replace 20 sheets of OSB. Something like that can get expensive. It could cost thousands of dollars if we're not able to see that beforehand. If a contractor skips your attic inspection, to me that would be a big red flag. I know they can give you that low estimate that you like, but if they don't know that there's any issues with the current decking, that can increase your price later on. So an attic inspection is always necessary, but not always possible. So if there is no attic access, obviously we can't get in the attic, which is okay. It's just not recommended. Especially when you're dealing with like older homes, a lot of times what we see is your decking is like 1x boards. And the issue with that, and I just ran into this, yesterday, I did an inspection for a homeowner, and he had 1x boards where the gaps were pretty large. I was seeing about inch gaps, half-inch gaps, and the issue with that is we can run into, specifically with this homeowner, was that I was able to see the nails going through the shingles and not hitting anything. So obviously that's going to potentially run into shingles blowing off and higher costs in the long run. Your roof isn't just what you see from the outside, it's a full system, and the attic plays a huge role in how it performs. That's why we take the extra step to inspect it before giving you a quote. If you want to learn more about what we look for, check out the link in the description below, or give us a call at 765-561-4023, and we'll walk you through it so there's no surprise later on.